Canada, a country that stretches from sea to shining sea, a land of vast horizons and untold stories. It's a name that honestly brings to mind vast wilderness, an untamed expanse where nature reigns supreme, towering mountains, their peaks piercing the sky, monuments of stone and ice, and sparkling lakes, glacial waters reflecting the surrounding majesty, serene and inviting. From the rugged coastlines of the Atlantic, where waves crash against ancient cliffs, to the soaring peaks of the Rockies, a mountain range that defines the western horizon. And from the icy plains of the Arctic, a land of endless daylight in summer and dancing auroras in winter, to the vibrant cities of the South, hubs of culture, innovation and diversity, Canada is truly a land of breathtaking beauty, a place where nature's artistry is on full display and just unparalleled diversity. A mosaic of ecosystems, each with its own unique charm and character. The northern lights dance across the night sky, a celestial ballet of light and color, painting the snow with these ethereal hues, a magical spectacle that captivates all who witness it. Grizzly bears roam free in ancient forests, symbols of the wild, untamed spirit of the land, while whales breach out in the Pacific Ocean. Majestic creatures of the deep, reminding us of the vastness of the ocean. This is a land where, really, nature reigns supreme. A place where the balance of life is still respected, a testament to the raw power and beauty of the natural world, a reminder of the forces that have shaped this land for millennia. But, Canada is more than just its scenery. It's the people, the communities, the shared experiences. It is a land of stories, narratives passed down through generations, shaping the identity of the nation. A tapestry woven from the threads of countless cultures, a vibrant mix of traditions, beliefs, and perspectives. For thousands of years, indigenous peoples have called this land home, the original inhabitants, the keepers of ancient wisdom, their histories and traditions, deeply intertwined with the land itself, intrinsically linked to its rivers, the lifeblood of the land, providing sustenance and connection, forests, the lungs of the earth, providing shelter and resources, and plains. Vast grasslands home to diverse wildlife and a symbol of resilience. Their stories, passed down through generations, a living testament to their enduring culture, speak of deep respect for the land, a profound understanding of the interconnectedness of all things and a spiritual connection to all living things, a reverence for nature that guides their way of life. These stories are the foundation upon which Canada stands, a reminder of the past and a guide for the future, a reminder of the enduring legacy of the First Nations, a celebration of their culture and contributions to the nation. Canada's diversity extends beyond its landscapes and indigenous heritage. It's a nation that embraces people from all walks of life. It is a nation built by waves of immigrants, each seeking a better life, a new beginning, each bringing their own unique traditions, enriching the cultural landscape of the country, languages, adding to the symphony of voices that make up Canada, and dreams. Aspirations for a brighter future, a chance to contribute and thrive. From the bustling metropolises of Toronto, a global hub of commerce and culture, and Vancouver, a city nestled between mountains and sea, known for its natural beauty, to the charming villages of the Maritimes, where the pace of life is slower and the sense of community is strong, Canada is a mosaic of cultures, a vibrant tapestry woven with threads from around the world, a testament to the power of human connection, a celebration of our shared humanity, and the enduring spirit of hope that draws people from all corners of the globe, a beacon of opportunity and a welcoming embrace. This rich tapestry of cultures, a vibrant expression of human diversity, woven together against the backdrop of Canada's awe-inspiring landscapes, creates a unique and unforgettable experience. Creates a nation that is, at its heart, both breathtakingly beautiful, a feast for the eyes and a balm for the soul, and vibrantly diverse. A land of awe and wonder, waiting to be explored. Long before the arrival of Europeans, when the continents looked different and the world was a vastly unexplored place, the land we now know as Canada was home to a diverse mosaic of indigenous peoples, each with their own unique languages, customs, and spiritual beliefs. From the Inuit of the Arctic, who mastered survival in the harshest conditions, to the Haida of the Pacific Northwest, renowned for their artistry and seafaring skills, And from the Algonquin of the eastern woodlands, skilled hunters and gatherers, to the plains Cree of the prairies, who followed the buffalo herds across the vast grasslands, each nation developed unique cultures and traditions intricately linked to their environment, shaping their way of life and their understanding of the world around them. These First Nations people were the original inhabitants of this land, living here for countless generations, their history stretching back millennia, evidenced by archaeological finds and the enduring power of their oral traditions. Theirs was a deep and spiritual connection to the natural world, a reverence for the land and all its creatures. They lived in harmony with nature, understanding its rhythms and respecting its power, taking only what they needed and respecting the delicate balance of the ecosystem, ensuring its sustainability for future generations. Their lives were governed by the cycles of the seasons, the ebb and flow of resources, the movements of animals, and the rhythms of the land, all of which dictated their movements and activities. They celebrated the bounty of the earth, giving thanks for successful hunts and harvests, offering thanks for the gifts provided by the Creator, acknowledging the interconnectedness of all things. Their traditions and ceremonies reflected their profound understanding of the interconnectedness of all living things, a holistic worldview that emphasized balance and respect. These were not simply hunter-gatherer societies as they were often portrayed, but complex civilizations with sophisticated systems of governance, trade, and diplomacy, managing their affairs with wisdom and foresight. They built large villages, some of which were substantial settlements, cultivated crops such as corn, beans, and squash, using advanced agricultural techniques and traded goods across vast distances, establishing extensive networks of exchange and communication. They developed intricate forms of art, music, and storytelling, expressing their creativity and preserving their history, passing down their knowledge, beliefs, and traditions through generations, ensuring the continuity of their culture and identity. Their history is a testament to their resilience, their ability to adapt and overcome challenges, ingenuity, their cleverness and resourcefulness in utilizing the resources available to them, and deep connection to the land that sustained them for centuries, a bond that shaped their identity and their way of life. The arrival of Europeans in the 15th century marked a turning point in the history of Canada, forever altering the landscape and the lives of its inhabitants, and the beginning of a complex and often tragic chapter for its indigenous peoples, a period marked by conflict, displacement, and cultural disruption. The encounter between these two worlds would have a profound and lasting impact, leading to both cooperation and conflict, exchange and exploitation on the course of Canadian history, shaping its political, social, and cultural landscape for centuries to come, shaping the nation we know today, a nation still grappling with the legacy of its past and striving towards reconciliation and a more just future for all its citizens. The allure of the New World with its promise of riches and resources drew European explorers across the Atlantic Ocean. The French and the British, locked in a global struggle for power, set their sights on the vast territories of North America. Their arrival marked the beginning of a new era in Canada, one marked by both opportunity and conflict. The French, led by explorers like Jacques Cartier and Samuel de Champlain, established settlements along the St. Lawrence River, laying the foundation for New France. They sought to exploit the lucrative fur trade, forming alliances with First Nations groups who controlled access to the valuable pelts. The French learned to navigate the waterways and forests, adapting to the harsh conditions of the Canadian wilderness. The British, meanwhile, established colonies along the Atlantic coast, drawn by the promise of land and resources. They too engaged in the fur trade, competing with the French for control of this valuable commodity. The two empires clashed over territory and resources, their rivalry playing out on the battlefields of Europe and the forests of North America. The 7 Years' War, a global conflict that raged from 1756 to 1763, proved to be a turning point. The British, victorious in this struggle, gained control of New France, solidifying their dominance in North America. The Treaty of Paris in 1763 redrew the map of the continent, but it did not erase the tensions between the British and the French, nor did it address the claims of the indigenous peoples who had called this land home for centuries. The British victory in the 7 Years' War, a monumental struggle for dominance in North America, reshaped the geopolitical landscape. This triumph, however, sowed the seeds of future conflicts and transformations that would ultimately lead to the birth of a new nation, did not bring peace to North America. The vast territories acquired from France presented new challenges, particularly in managing relations with indigenous populations and controlling westward expansion. The Royal Proclamation of 1763 intended to appease First Nations by recognizing their land rights, establishing a boundary between colonial settlements and indigenous territories. This was an attempt to prevent further conflict and maintain order in the newly acquired lands, sparked resentment among British colonists eager to expand westward. Land-hungry settlers viewed the proclamation as an impediment to their ambitions, fueling tensions with both the British Crown and the indigenous peoples. The American Revolution, a conflict sparked by colonial grievances against British rule, further complicated the situation in North America. The revolution challenged British authority and inspired new ideas about self-governance, further fueled tensions in the region. The upheaval south of the border had a profound impact on British North America, influencing political thought and creating new opportunities and anxieties. The War of 1812, a conflict between the newly formed United States and Great Britain, tested the loyalties and resilience of British North America, spilled over into British North America. The war brought destruction and hardship, but it also forged a stronger sense of community and shared identity. Canadians, both French and British, fought alongside British troops and First Nations allies to defend their land against American invasion. This defense solidified a sense of shared purpose and demonstrated the commitment of the diverse populations to protecting their homes. The war, though ultimately a stalemate, fostered a sense of unity and a nascent Canadian identity distinct from both Britain and the United States. This emerging identity was rooted in shared experiences, a unique geography, and a desire for self-determination. Internal divisions also threatened the stability of British North America. Discontent simmered beneath the surface, fueled by economic disparities and a lack of political representation. The rebellions of 1837 and 38, sparked by political and economic grievances, highlighted the need for responsible government and greater autonomy from British rule. These uprisings, though ultimately unsuccessful in their immediate goals, served as a catalyst for significant political reforms. Reformers like Louis Joseph Papineau in Lower Canada and William Lyon Mackenzie in Upper Canada championed the cause of self-governance, laying the groundwork for future political change. Their efforts paved the way for a more democratic and representative government in British North America. By the mid-19th century, the idea of a united Canada, capable of governing itself and charting its own destiny, began to take root. The vision of a unified nation stretching from the Atlantic to the Pacific captured the imagination of many. Confederation, a bold political experiment, offered a solution to the challenges facing British North America. It promised economic prosperity, political stability, and a stronger voice on the world stage. On July 1, 1867, the Dominion of Canada was born, a union of Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, and the Province of Canada, which would become Ontario and Quebec. This historic event marked the beginning of a new chapter in Canadian history, one filled with both promise and challenges. The journey towards a truly independent and unified Canada had just begun, and the path ahead would be fraught with obstacles and opportunities.